morning, students. Hope you all are finding good. So the today's chapter that we're going to see is chapter 9, that is human resource management. So the name of the chapter is fundamentals of human resource management. So what are the fundamentals and what is a human resource management, and like what is the meaning of it? So all that we are going to see in this chapter. Okay, so before we proceed into the chapter, can you just recall and tell me what are the 4 factors of production? I think you know about the 4 factors, isn't it? The 4 factors of production are land, labor, capital, and organization. Land, from land what do we get? From land we'll get rent, isn't it? So from labor, what do they get? Laborers will get wages and salaries, isn't it? So next, capital. From capital we get interest. And the last one is organization, which they will earn only profit, which will look for the profit base. Okay, so now we are going to just see about the labors. It means the human resource, isn't it? The human resource in a management. Can you just think about an organization without involvement of even a single person? Is that possible? No, isn't it? So let's see this chapter now. So what is the role of human resource management, and what are the factors that we have, and what are the fundamentals, and that's all we are going to see today, this chapter. Let's go on. So the human resource is the most important element in any organization. The success, growth, and development of the organizations depend on the quality of workforce they possess. It is only through the human resource all other resources are actively utilized, leading to the efficient and effective running of an establishment. The significance of human resource is gaining momentum in recent years because of the growing global business leading to demand for quality workforce. So I think you would have understood what is mentioned, what is given over here. Human resource is one of the most important element in any organization. Without humans, as I told you, there is no organization which will run without the involvement of human beings, isn't it? So we need, our brain is very much essential for any organization in order to get the profit. So in this lesson, what we can see in this paragraph, we can see the significance of human resources gaining momentum in recent years. It means the value of humans, human power, the value of the human brain is being valued more nowadays, isn't it? So can you just think and tell me, like so many professions are there, isn't it, nowadays, based on their talent, based on their efficiency, based on their ideas, based on their their activities. So it has been categorized, the work have been categorized, even various advisories are there, isn't it? So for their advices they give salary for them, so like that. So based on the work of the business, based on the business how it goes on, there is a high demand for the quality workforce. It means what? The quality workforce means you must need a proper workforce, you must get a proper persons to do the job. If you don't get a proper staff, will you be able to accomplish your goal? It is not possible, right? So that is one of the basic element which is required in any kind of organization. Let's go on with the meaning and definition now. Okay, so with the advent of globalization, liberalization, and privatization leading to advancement in information, communication, and technology pave way for exhibiting the high value of innovation and creativity in human resource. In the current scenario, unless the organization recruits, selects, and utilizes the high quality human resource, the sustainability remains a question. In order to accomplish personal and organizational objectives, the unique asset called human resource has to be appropriately placed and appreciated. So in the organization, the human resource are the employees who are inevitable for the survival and success of the enterprise. So can you understand by this? So globalization, through the globalization, liberalization, privatization, I hope you all would have learnt about these. You would have come across this term, globalization, liberalization, privatization, and you learnt in 11th standard, right? So because of the leading advancement in the globalization, we even call it as a LPG system. LPG means liberalization, P for privatization, and G for globalization. So we can even call it as LPG, okay? So the communication and technology paved a way for exhibiting the high level of innovations and creativity in human resource. In the current scenario, unless the organization recruits, selects, and utilizes the high quality human resource, the sustainability remains a question. Sustainability means what? Even though if you spend more money for the laborers, what will happen? They must be satisfied, isn't it? Whatever the money which you give for them, the salary or the wages, they must be satisfied. Then only what they will do? They will stay back in that job for a long time, isn't it? So that is one of the most important thing that we have to see in a human resource. Even though if you recruit a people, if you select for a person for a job, what you must have sustainability in the job. They must have a sustainability. It means they must like the job and they must do it for a long time. That is what. So one of the most important thing in any organization is, in order that they must have a strong human resource management. If an organization has got a strong human resource management, then for sure that organization will move for success. Okay. See, the next one. In an organization, the human resource are the employees who are inevitable for the survival and success of the enterprise. Of course, they are the most important element in an organization which will lead to success, isn't it? So that is what is given here. So you have a definition here. According to Peter F. Drucker, man of all resources available to him can grow and develop. This is what he has given in his definition. So definitions you must learn as such, and even commas or interrogates, everything you must just write like how it is in the textbook. Okay. So see the next paragraph now. It is clear from the definition that not all human beings are considered to be human resource, but only those individuals who acquire the required skills, sets, talents, knowledge, competencies, and capabilities in the accomplishment of both individual and organizational objective. So when you get a person for a job, that person should be what? Two things should be there with that person. What is that? One is he must be a knowledgeable person. He must be a talented person, isn't it? He must be a compatible person. Compatible means he must be suitable for all the situations. It should be suitable for him. He must be capable in everything. So, and in accomplishment of both individuals and organizational goal. It means they must accomplish both what? Individual goal and organizational goal. It means nothing but, we already learnt in the principles of organization, right? In the first chapter you would have learned about the principles of organization. What is that? Accomplishing the individual goal. So that is one of the goal that we have, isn't it? So both the individual and organization goal means, the individual goal means obtaining our own goal. Organization goal means obtaining the goal of the organization, not to get the profit. Okay. So the next one is meaning and definition of human resource. So we already saw the definition. Characteristics of a human resource. What are the characteristics of a human resource? The unique, peculiar, and distinctive feature of human resource are as under. The human resource is the only factor of production that lives, isn't it? They have only the human resource as a life. Human resource created all other resources, isn't it? Human resource only did what? They only created all the machines, all the tools, all the ideas were created by human resource only, isn't it? So it is only the labor of employees that is hired and not the employee himself. So only the labor is being hired and not the employee. Employee means the employee is a person who does the job for a remuneration or for the salary. He will give ideas and he is the person who will create the things, isn't it? So he will only give the ideas and he is a creator over here. But the laborers are being selected for the job for one temporary reason, maybe for a particular contract they will do the jobs and the laborers will do the job. So what do they get as a return? They will get a wages as their return. Okay. The fourth point, human resource exhibits innovations and creativity. So what they will do? They will create new ideas and they will exhibit it, isn't it? Innovation means creating something new, which will be completely new and it will be a creative thing. That is what innovation. Creating something, finding out new ideas, that is innovation. Creativity means giving new ideas. Okay, human resource alone can think, act, analyze and interpret. The human resource, what they can do? They can think. They are the only people who what they will do? They will think. Then what do? They will think and then they will act, analyze and even they will interpret also. Human resources are emotional beings. What are they? Human resources are the emotional peoples, isn't it? They have emotions and all. Human resource can be motivated either financially or non-financially, isn't it? So human resources are the people who are being motivated. They can even they are being motivated even financially or even they are being motivated for non-financially also. The behavior of human resources are unpredictable. So what is the work of the human being? Whatever the activities of the human beings are being unpredictable. Over years, human resources gain value and appreciates. So over years, what do? They gain values and even they are being appreciated for their work. Human resources are movable and human resources can work as a team. What they can do? They are even movable. Human resources are movable and even the human resource can work as a team also. See, the next topic that we have is significance of human resources. Let's see the significance. Significance means what? It means importance, okay? The importance of human resource. Let's see. The vital role, namely human resource, is significant because of the following reasons. It is only through human resource all other resources are effectively used. Of course, isn't it? So, it is the only way by which a human resource, all other resources have been effectively, they are being utilized. Okay, so the next one that we have is the sustainable growth of an organization depends on the important resource, human resource, isn't it? The sustainable growth, the growth. If you want to have new ideas, that should be done only by the human resource. If you want to have a proper growth, that also should be done by only by the human resource. Industrial relations depends on human resource, of course. In all the industrial relations, we wanted to have it. It depends on what? Human resource only. Human relations is possible only through human resource. Human relations. If you don't have a proper relationship, you don't have a proper kind of relationship with others, with the staffs, then can you run the organization properly? It's not possible, isn't it? You must have a proper relationship with the staffs also. So it is possible only through which it is the relations are very much possible. The human resource is the only way by which the relations also is possible. Human resource manages all other factors of production. Of course, we know very well. Even though if 3 factors are there, who will run everything? Who is going to take care of everything? The human resource only is going to take care of land, then what? Capital and organization. Everything is going to be run by the human resource only. The skill set of the human resource can be improved through training and development programs. Of course, if a person is being employed, for example, if he is a new graduate, okay, he is getting the job. So do you think the person who is just joined in an organization and the person who is working for so many years will have so much differences? Yes, of course, they will have so many differences. You know the reason? Because they will get training continuously by which they will mold themselves. Okay, so human resources can be utilized at all levels of management. So it can be utilized even what? All levels, in all levels of management also you can utilize it. Okay, that is one of the things which is very much essential. Human resources are well protected by legislative frameworks. Of course, we have for a human resource, what do we have? We have law also for that, by which it protects and regulates them. So if someone is going to work for a long time, or if someone is going to do against the law, that everything has been regulated by the Human Resource Act. Okay. The next topic that we have is the meaning and definition of a human resource management. Now we are just going into the human resource management. Let's see what it is. The branch of the management that deals with the managing human resource is known as human resource management. So very simple it is, isn't it? The branch, the management that deals with the human resource, isn't it? That only it is. So the people who are going to manage the human resource development, we call it as a HR, isn't it? You know the term called HR. HR is nothing but human resource management only. What they will do, they will control everything among the staff. So in any organization, we will have human resource management. What do they do? What is the work of them? They will select the people, they will recruit them, and then what do? They will help them for getting placed. Then all that after the job is they've been placed into a job, trainings are given by the human resource only. After which they get various guidance from the human resource for getting insurance and so on and so on. So if they get any holidays or if they get any leave or something, if they want to just quit off the job, or if they want to get PF or whatever it is being helped by the human resource management only. Okay, that is only we call it as HR. Okay, in order to achieve the personal objectives, human resource are to be trained up and managed. In short, it is managing the people of different strata for the accomplishment of the organizational goals. It includes the overall progress of the employee and the enterprise. Of course, if you just develop a human resource management, if you just develop a human resource staff, it means that you are developing your personnel of your company, isn't it? You are developing the potential of your company is being motivated to the next level. That is what. Next paragraph that we have is a human resource management is a function of management concerned with hiring, motivating and maintaining people in an organization. So what does the human resource management do? HRM is a function of a management. It is also called as a function of management which is concerned with what do? They hire people, they motivate people, and even what do? They maintain the people in an organization. It focuses on people in an organization. Even what do? They focus on the people in an organization also. The next one we have is the definition of the human resource management. Okay. The next topic is the features of, we have the definitions, all the three definitions are there. Then the features of human resource management. The first one that we have is the characteristics of a human resource management is universal relevant. What is universal relevant? Human resource management has a universal relevance. The approach and the style varies depending on the nature of the organization structure and is applicable at all levels. It means it is applicable at all levels. The human resource management is the same and is universal relevance. It has a recognition for the universal level, and even it is same for all, okay, in an organization, and it is applicable for all the levels. Goal oriented. The accomplishment of the organizational goal is made possible through best utilization of human resource in an organization. So if you want to obtain the goal in any organization, so what you must have? You must use the proper utilization of human resources very much effective in order to obtain your goal in an organization. Okay. The next one that we have is a systematic approach. Human resource management lays emphasis on a systematic approach in managing the task performed by human resource of an organization. The two sets of functions performed are managerial and operative function. Of course, yeah, you would have learned this, isn't it? You would have learned the different managerial and operative functions, isn't it? Planning, organization, organizing, all that you would have learned, isn't it? Managerial and operative function. So these are the two sets of functions which is performed in an organization, which we have it under human resource only. So it is all pervasive. Pervasive means it is same for everyone. Okay, wherever there is existence of human resource, the effective management of the available human resources very important, and especially in the functional areas. Okay, it should be same for everyone. So what are the rules being framed? That should be same for everyone. For example, if you want to come to office by 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock, that 10 o'clock should be the correct for everyone. Not one person should come out of that rule. Okay, so that is what it is, pervasive for everyone. It is continuous process. It means as long as there is a human resource in running of an organization, the activities relating to the managing the human resource exist. As long as there is a human resource in the running of an organization means as long as we have the human resource in any organization, the activities are being controlled and managed by them only. Okay. So the next one, it is dynamic activity. What is dynamic activity? Human resource, it is a dynamic activity. It means human resource management is not the same as that of other factors of production, as they have feelings and emotions which are to be handled with care and diligence to maximize its utilization. For example, if someone is having any kind of misunderstanding with the higher order, that is with the higher staff, for the higher executive, high executive. Okay, so what will happen, they must talk to the person and they must tell, yeah, this is tell what is the problem that they face with the human resource management, and they are the people, what do? They will solve their issue and they will get the issue sorted out. Okay, so the human resource management is not the same of that of the other factors of production, but what do? They have sympathy, they have emotions, they have feelings and everything, and should be handled with a proper way, and if it is not being handled in a proper way, what will happen? The work will get affected. Okay, it is an integrative tool. What is integrative tool? The main idea of behind the managing the human resource is to motivate, participate and coordinate the available workforce. So the main idea, if you want to manage a human resource, the main idea for running is, first one, we must motivate them, and next one, we must participate the people in involvement in doing the work. Okay, and next one, we must coordinate, isn't it? So how to coordinate? Like coordinating the people and getting the work done by them. Maybe one leader will be there and a group of members will be there. Maybe 10 or 20 members will be together in a group. So the leader must the supervisor will be the leader, and what he will do? He will put one target and he must motivate them and they must coordinate them. Then only what will happen? The work will be done in a proper way and the accomplishment of the goal also will be obtained. So that is what is called as an individual goal. It means the goal which is set by an individual for an individual person, that is individual goal. Group goal means profit. For any business, profit only is a goal, isn't it? So the complete goal of an organization is the profit. That is the group goal. Okay. So the focus on development. What is focus on development? Human resource management focuses on the development of the manpower through training and development programs. Honoring of skills through training increases the effective use of the resource procured. So it means the human resource management, what do? They focus on the development of manpower. They just want to develop, they want to improve the efficiency in any organization, in any humans, isn't it? The laborers, the workers, the staffs. They want to develop the potential of the staffs. They want to uplift the potential of the staff. They want to make them in a proper way. They want to utilize them in an effective way. For that reason only, what is given? The training and development has been given. Honoring of skills through training increases the effective use of resource procured. So when you just do the skills, do the skills through training, what will happen? It will increase the effective use of resources. It will increase their utilization of resources also. So next one, human resource management is both science as well as an art. What is a science and what is an art? Human resource development is we can even call it as a science as well as even an art. How we call it as a science as well as an art? As it relies on the experiments and as it relies on experiments and observations as well as effective handlings of manpower, it is both science and art. So yeah, of course, what do we have here? We are just, when one is going to do the performance of staff is being calculated, isn't it? For one performance incentive, they will be calculating the performance. It's been calculated. So that calculation, what we can say? We can say it is a science, isn't it? So calculation. So it is a science. Art means what? Art means doing the work. How the work is getting done. That is what is an art. So both is being handled over here, okay, in a human resource management. It is interdisciplinary. What is interdisciplinary? Human resource management makes use of concepts of different disciplines like sociology, psychology, economics, etc., making it interdisciplinary. What is that? It means using the knowledge of other various departments, they utilize this or they run this department. It means human resource management, what do? They use the knowledge of the sociology, they use the knowledge of the psychology, they use the knowledge of economics and everything, and what do? They just they make the people efficient and they make them to do the job in a proper effective way. They use the knowledge of all the kind of all the other subjects also. Okay, it is intangible. We already know the term called as tangible, intangible knowledge, isn't it? We would have learnt in 11th standard itself. So it means tangible means what? The assets which which we can just gain it. That is intangible means we can say goodwills, isn't it? So which we cannot pay cash, but we can get the power of it. So that is an asset which we cannot touch or feel. But tangible means the assets which we can touch or feel, that is called as tangible asset. Maybe we can say plant, machinery, then tools, then what else? The human resource, all that is a tangible asset. Intangible assets means like a goodwill, patient right, trademark, all that is an intangible assets. So when you just get a good name for your business, that is called as intangible asset, isn't it? That is what it is. It is intangible. Intangible means when you get a proper human resource for an organization, it means it is a intangible in nature. So that is one of the most important thing that is very much required in any organization. If you don't get a proper human resource, then your organization will not run properly. That is one of the most important element. Okay. The next one that we have is the significance of human resource management. First we saw what is human resource management and everything. So now we are just seeing the significance of human resource management. The strategic role of human resource management is the process of acquiring, training, appraising and compensating the employees and attending to their labor relations, health, safety and fairness concerns. There are various reasons why the human resource management is important. They are as follows. So when we just see with that, so many reasons are there which will come under, which will give the importance for the human resource management. Let's see what are the points that we have over here. That is, the first point is to identify the manpower needs. If you want, what you must do? You must identify the power of the man. First of all, you must identify the efficiency of a man first. That we must do. Determination of manpower needs in an organization. Is very much important, as it is a form of investment. The number of men required are to be identified accurately to optimize the cost. So this is very much required. What is required? Determination of manpower. We must first identify like what is the need of a manpower in an organization and which is important in an organization in form of investment and all. Okay, and then we must know the number of men required, how much we must need for an organization for one particular job, how many members we need for that. And that should be identified, and they must just select that particular. For example, 5 members are required for one team means only 5 members should be recruited. More than 5 members if they recruit means what will happen? They need to spend more, and moreover they will not get the optimum utilization, isn't it? You are just wasting your cost. So we wanted to even optimize my cost, and even I want to reduce the effective utilize of resource also should be done. For that I should first identify like how much man resource I need. Okay. The next one is to incorporate changes. What is incorporate change? So if you want to make any changes, if you want to just do any changes, so for that we need the human resource management. That is, change is constant in any organization, and this change has to be introduced in such a way that a human resource management acts as an agent to make the change effective. Of course, so if any change is required in an organization, that also takes place because of the that also takes place because of human resource management only, isn't it? So change is a normal thing only in life, in human life. So change is one of the most important thing that will always happen, and that is the only thing which will change often, isn't it? So of course there will be so many changes will be there. So if a strategy has been new strategy has been suggested, then for sure they will implement it and they will try whether it gets a maximum optimal result. The next one that we have is to ensure the correct requirement of manpower. To ensure the correct requirement of manpower, it means first they must how many members are required in an organization, how many members are required for one particular team, how many members are required for that particular job. So that should be recognized and identified. Then only what they can do, they can select the people according to it. Okay. So at any time the organization should not suffer from shortage or surplus manpower, which is made possible through human resource management. So If it is required for surplus, surplus means more number of labors, more labors. If more labors are required also, that should be there, and it should not come to a situation that the labors are not sufficient for the job. So that should be handled by the human resource only. The next one that we have is to select the right man for the right job. So you must select one of the most important thing in an organization. See, for doing any job, a person, we must first select the right person for the right job. That is most important thing. So in any organization, if you select, you just like that, if you select a person, it is not suitable. You must select the person according to their efficiency. For example, if you select a man, say accounting, for an accounting job you are selecting a person, that person should be strong in accounting and all. Then if you select, he will be the right person for doing the job in an effective way. But instead of that, if you just select a person who just does a marketing job and all, he has efficiency only in marketing, he has experience only in marketing. If you are selecting that person for accounting job, what will happen? You must teach each and everything for a man, which will waste time, and moreover his efficiency also will not be utilized properly. So that is one of the most important thing that we must keep in mind. To update the skill and knowledge. To update the skill and knowledge, of course. So managing the human resource plays a significant role in the process of your employee skill and knowledge enhancements to enable the employees to remain up to date through training and development. So what will happen? To update the skill and knowledge, in order to update the skill and knowledge, managing the human resource plays a significant role in process of employee skill and knowledge enhancement to enable the employee to remain up to date through training and development programs. So what do? Managing the human resource, it is one of the most important role in which it helps the people to develop their employee skill and knowledge also. And even what do? They even they will even help the employees to remain up to date through training and development also. That is very much essential. For example, if you are selecting a person who just wants to handle the computer department, so if a person who doesn't know about the computer, if you just select him, what will happen? He will be struggling a lot and he will not understand what's going on at all, isn't it? So you must select a person according to that, so that if he has a computer knowledge at least for a basic, what will happen? He'll be able to at least learn few things through the training. If not, if he's going to come completely from irrelevant kind of experience, then it will be very difficult for them to just learn the things. Yeah, to appraise the performance of the employees. So what is appraise the performance of the employees? So if you just see periodical appraisal of performance of employees through human resource management activities boost up the good performance and motivate the slow performance. It helps the workforce to identify the levels of performance. Of course, when a job is given to you, so when you're doing a job, if someone is going to just check your job and going to give you some suggestion, it will always motivate the people who just want to improve themselves, isn't it? So where they lack, that we cannot identify them ourselves. So if it has been identified and if they just give a suggestion, it will be more useful for them to just overcome it. And the people who are performing very well, they will also get some rewards. For if they get a reward, it will be more motivated for them, so that they will work towards their job in a more enthusiastic way. The next one that we have is to improve the competitive advantage. So if you just want to improve the advantage in an organization, for that also, what is that competitive advantage? Organizations with capable and competent employees can truly gain a competitive advantage in the globalized market. So higher the level of good performance, greater the possibility of paced growth of the enterprise. Of course, if you get a good human resource, what will happen? Your organization will also grow, and the name of the organization will also reach to the high level. So because of that, what will happen in market, your organization name will also sustain for a long time. That is one of the most important things that we have. The next one is to provide incentive and bonus to the best performers. To provide incentives and bonus to the best performance. So you must provide the bonus and incentive also. If your work is done, what you must do? You must give the bonus or incentive and everything you must give. Then only what will happen? Then only the employees will be very much satisfied in their work. So that is also one of the best thing that is required. The next one is To determine the employee commitment. Human resource management determines the level of commitment of employees to their work either through interview or questionnaire. So even through questionnaire, even through interviews they can do it. Otherwise, even they can just make like a questionnaire. You can in an organization, if employee is not going to come across and tell what is his problem, then you can just make a questionnaire and you can just give it to them, let them fill it, and without mentioning their name, they can just drop it in the box. So general queries or general problems can be rectified through these kind of issues. Okay, these kind of way. The higher the level of commitment, the higher the possibility of the organization to be successful. This can be carried out through appropriate policies. So various policies can be adopted in order to rectify the issue. So next one is the emphasize socialization. So what is emphasize socialization? So human beings are social animals and they should be ensured that they are comfortable in the workforce by maintaining the cordial relationship with the peers, subordinates and managers so as to contribute maximum to the organization. So they must have a good kind of rapport with all the peers in an organization. If they don't have a proper rapport, what will happen? So many misunderstandings may come in and it will only lead to so many issues. To promote the favorable employee attitude. Yeah, of course, if you just in order to promote them a good kind of mentality for the a good kind of attitude means the character, the behavior. Okay, so good kind of character if an employee has to give, then the organization should do good for them, isn't it? Then only they will also behave properly. To provide scope for collective bargaining. To provide scope for collective bargaining means they have to they must give a good scope. Human resource management encourages workforce to form a union to represent their grievances and find early solution for their problems by collecting representations. What do? Human resource management, they encourage the workforce in order to form a human union also. And what do? They even find out their grievances. Grievances means their problems. Their problems will be sorted out and solutions will be given for that. And find early solution for their problems by collective representation. So by forming all together, what will they do? They will just give a solution for their problem, whatever the grievances that they have. Functions of human resource management. So what are the functions of human resource management? Functions of human resource management may be classified as under, that is managerial functions. Under managerial functions we have 4 types, that is planning, organizing, directing and controlling. Operative functions we have around 6 types, that is procurement, development, compensation, retention, integration and maintenance. Okay, so these are the 6 types of operative functions that we have in a human resource management. So let's see about the managerial functions over here. The managerial function, the first one comes for the planning. So we know very well, like in any business, what we want to do, like we must plan first of all, isn't it? Like same way in a human resource management also, first of all we must plan. So how many number of members we need for the that particular task. So how many people we should select. So all that should be required. Okay, planning is deciding in advance what to do, how to do and who is to do it. It bridges a gap between where we are and where we want to go. It helps in systematic operation of business. It involves determination of objectives, policies, procedures, rules, strategies, programs and budgets. It ensures the maintenance of correct number of employees to carry out the activities and also to formulate timely employee policies. It means what? Planning is deciding in advance what to do, how to do and who is to do it. So it bridges a gap between where we are and where we want to go, isn't it? So it helps in the systematic operation of business. It even involves the determination of objective policies, procedures and rules, strategies, programs and budgets and so on. So it even ensures the maintenance of correct number of employees to carry out activities and also to formulate timely employee policies. So planning, we already know, like for example your mother, she is making a plan for the budget for this month. So what she will do, in advance she will plan like how much amount she has to fix and then like how much amount he has to fix for all that, for the provision, for the other expenses for the house expenses, for the food and everything, isn't it? So all that she'll categorize and then she will have it. Like same way here also in planning, we need to decide what we must do in advance, okay, and then we must fix everything. Now accordingly only the work will be done. So that is the first one that we have. So based on this, in a human resource, what they will do is they will determine like how the objective should be fixed, okay, then they will fix the policies, then procedures, rules, strategies, programs, budgets, all these have been fixed by them, okay. So all these like rules, strategies, programs, budgets, all this you'll be learning in planning, okay. You learn the different types of plans in that. So these are the different types that we have, so you'll be learning in future. It ensures maintenance of correct number of employees to carry out activities and also to formulate timely employee policies. It means even it ensures what? Maintenance of correct number of employees. It even maintains a correct number of employees to carry out the activities, like how the activities should be maintained, that should be done, okay, in order to do the work in a timely way. So next one that we have is organizing. Organizing means what? For example, a school activity, okay, so maybe a annual day, school annual day, what you will do, the various tasks will be assigned to one particular teacher, isn't it? Like same way the works also among the students will be segregated among the groups, isn't it? So that group, so each one will be responsible for small tasks, isn't it? So one will be responsible for the dressing up, one will be responsible for makeup and so on. So one or the other is for organizing, one is for calling everyone, arranging everything. So all that everyone will share the work and they will do the work, isn't it? Like same way, for example, as I told you, annual day, you will one program will be given for one student, and the student should maintain the discipline, and they have to maintain all the, they have to take care of all the activities, isn't it? So that is what is called as organizing, giving the work and splitting the work and organizing the work, okay. See, it includes divisions of work among the employees by assigning each employee. Here I told you the example in the case of a school activity. Like same way only in an organization, when the work is being tasked, when it has been assigned for one particular group, they will split it and then they will do the work, okay. That is what each employee, their duties, delegation of authority as required, and creation of accountability to make employees responsible. So all this will happen in organizing. Directing means what? So directing means directing towards a job. It means what? It involves the issue of orders and instructions along with supervision, guidance and motivation to get the best out of the employees. So in order to get, in any organization we look only for the profit motive. So in order to get the profit, what do we want? We need to direct towards the goal, isn't it? So that directing, that is how the directing works on. This reduces the waste of time, energy and money, and early attainment of the organizational objective. So this also reduces what? It reduces the time of the the employees. It will and save their energy and money, and even their early attainment of the organization. In order to just obtain the goal at a very earlier time, for this reason we need for the proper direction, isn't it? That is required here. Next one, controlling. How it has been controlled. It's a very much important thing. Like in art school itself, if you see, when the teacher is not there, okay, the absence of a teacher, a student will take the role of like a class head, and what they will do, they will control the students, isn't it? You will control and maintain the class. So you will maintain the discipline by keeping maintaining everyone to sit quietly and do some work, isn't it? That is what we call it as a controlling. Like same way in an organization, all the work should be controlled and should be monitored, okay. Like same way it will be controlled by a supervisor. See, it is comparing the actual with the standards and to check whether activities are going on and as per the plan, and rectify the deviations. It means what? Previously your work, you would have got one target, isn't it? Actually in any organization, if you see, two targets will be there. One is your output target. What is your main target? Like how much for annual, like what will be your target, okay. Monthly target, it means like every month, like how much is your target. Weekly target also will be there based on the department, okay. That also will be fixed. So what you will do, for example, if I am going to produce for this week, my team is going to produce for this week, I am a supervisor, what will I do? So in order to check the controlling, what I will do, I will compare the weekly progress with my monthly progress. So if I divide my monthly progress by 4, I will get my weekly progress sheet, isn't it? I'll get the proportion of the weekly task which I have to get. So that I will do, I will calculate and I will find out, and approximately I will calculate like how much I have my performance, how much I have accumulated my performance, so that I will compare it with my actual, with my standard, like which I fixed for the future. With that I will compare and I will see. So with that only I'll come to know whether my supervision has been, my controlling has been in a proper way or not, isn't it? That is what the control process includes: fixing of standards, measuring actual performance, comparing the actual with the standard laid down, then measuring the deviations and taking corrective actions. This is made possible through observation, supervision, reports, records, and audit. This is what I said. So when you're doing something, when you want to just compare, you can't just tell orally that my team is doing a good job, isn't it? So you need to compare the results with the previous week, and then you have to just take one kind of, the analysis, and then only you'll come to know whether your team is performing well, or it has been improved, it is developing, or whatever the status is, isn't it? That is what we call it as controlling. The next one that we have is operating functions. So still now we saw about the 4 functions, that is planning, then organizing, directing, and controlling. We saw these are the management functions. Next we are just going to see about the operative functions. Let's see what it is. Procurement. Procurement means what? Acquisition deals with the job analysis, human resource planning, recruitment, selection, placement, transfer, and promotion. So these all will happen, isn't it? Operating function, with that name itself we can understand. So when we are doing some work, when we are operating something, like how we will do it, that is what it is. Procurement. Procurement means producing something, okay? When you make something, when you create something. Acquisition deals with the job analysis and human resource planning, recruitment, selection, placement, transfer, and promotion. Okay, so these all will happen in a procurement. Next one, development. With the name itself you very well understand. Development is nothing but, development includes performance appraisal. Here when you want to develop, you can include, you can just include your performance appraisal, training, executive development, career planning and development, and then organizational development. So all these are there in a development. Compensation. Compensation is very simple. I already told you there are 2 types of labors, isn't it? 2 people are there who get the remuneration from the organization. One will be the salary, that is we say it is for the employer, isn't it? For the employee. And the other one which I said was for the labor, isn't it? The labor, they'll get only wages. The salary is taken, the remuneration of salary is been considered only for the employee, isn't it? So these 2 differentiations are there. That is what we call it as a compensation. It means it deals with the job evaluation, wage and salary administration, incentives, bonus, fringe benefit. Fringe benefits is nothing but, for example, if you see the managers and all will have one benefit, so where they will have the laptops and all, the company will offer them laptop, they will offer them some kind of AC rooms, then they will offer them advanced phones, Android phones they will give, and those all will be given by the company itself. That is called as fringe benefit. They even they get a transportation allowance, they even get car allowances, they will get car every day, which they'll have a pick up and drop for individually. So all that is called as a fringe benefit. They'll get a highly secured benefit they will get, okay? That is called as a fringe benefit. And social security schemes. Social security schemes means like insurance and all, isn't it? So insurance, so all that is a social security scheme. So compensation, so what and all we have, that is called as a compensation. So when you have a compensation, when you get a salary, when you get the wages, when you get the bonus and all that, it has been calculated by the HR department only, okay? So they are the people who are going to take care of this compensation and all. Retention is nothing but retaining the work, isn't it? So retaining the people, I already told you when I started this lesson, human resource management is one of the most important factor of production itself, okay? So without the proper human resource, we cannot run a proper organization, and even the goals will not be obtained properly. This is made possible through a health and a safety, welfare, social security, job satisfaction, and quality of work life. So this all is done because of the proper way of organization. If a proper organization doesn't exist, the retention of employees also will not happen. happen. So they should even provide the employees a good kind of environment, atmosphere, like all kind of facilities. If they get it, then for sure the employees will retain there. Integration. So what is integration? It is concerned with those activities that aim to bring about reconciliation between the personal interest and the organizational interest. So integration, so whatever the activities which that aims to bring out the reconciliation, that means the whatever the interest which they bring, whatever the new ideas that they bring, because out of the personal interest, what ideas they bring, that interest will be connoted as the organizational interest. We can even say like a creche, having a creche inside the office area, or even you can say cafeteria, where you have your your tea or coffee or whatever. So you have a canteen facility in your office. So these all are called as integration, where you will be relaxed yourself and even the other activities will take place, and where you have a proper kind of the pantries, or you have a proper place area for restrooms and all. So many sufficient, should be clean and should be tidy, isn't it? So that is there. That is very much important for an organization to maintain the human resource. The next one that we have is the maintenance. The last topic is maintenance. This encourages the employees to work with the job satisfaction, reducing the labor turnover. So the labor turnover, accounting for human resource and carrying out the audit and research. So the maintenance, it means what? This encourages the employees to work with the job satisfaction. It will help them to do the job in a proper satisfaction, like how when they are working in an organization, for example it is IT company, they must have a proper environment, isn't it? A system should be there, a chair should be there, a suitable chair should be there, proper table should be placed, and then water facility should be there, cafeteria should be there, all that should be there, isn't it? And should be properly maintained. If it is not properly maintained, will the staffs be there? They can't sit there, isn't it? So the employees will not feel comfortable in working. So that all is there. So it will reduce the labor turnover. If they are not going to maintain all this, what will happen? It will reduce the turnover of the labors. Accounting for human resource and carrying out the audit and research. And even they should have a proper accounting for the human resource, and even they must carry a proper audit as well as a research also. This is what the maintenance we have. Okay. So with this topic, your this lesson gets over. Students, please read your lesson line by line. Okay, you may get 1 mark from inside your lessons only. So please read your lessons line by line, and if you have any doubts, you can get back to me for the live session. Okay, take care, and so take care of your health. So do your exams well. Okay, all the best, students. Thank you.